What's up? Another episode of Super Bowl or Bust for Madden 20. It's currently like 3 in the morning and I have to work today, so I figured, you know what? I'm gonna get a video fucking up today and I wanna make sure I get it out because I'm gonna record before I even go to work instead of after like I normally do. And today we're doing the Cincinnati Bengals. And you may ask why are you picking the Cincinnati Bengals? One, there is a dude I highly respect on Twitter called Van Smeek, who is an avid Bengals fan, and his pain and suffering I feel the utmost respect for every season, having him to deal with the Bengals. And I figured out a way I'm going to do this series is to rotate divisions and conference, since there has been no suggestions about which team to do next. I'm just explaining something, so please stay tuned. We did the Chiefs, and then we did the Rams. So we did the AFC West, and then the NFC West. So I'm gonna go to the AFC North, and then I'll probably go to the NFC North next time, and then East, West, South, and then just keep rotating until we do all 32 teams. And as you can see, the current state of the Bengals: 72 overall with a 73 offense, 77 defense. It's not looking like we're gonna be able to build a Super Bowl winning roster. So what we might have to do here is trade away some veterans for some draft picks, and then try to trade them away to fill in the weak spots, and hopefully get to at least a 77 overall if we can. It's gonna be hard. Let's start by looking at our roster and looking at the weak spots themselves. We got quarterback. We got 80 overall, Andy Dalton. Backup quarterback is not looking good whatsoever. We have Mixon and Bernard at running back. Behind them, we don't really have a good third string. That's risky. Fullback, Wide receiver is looking solid, so that's not a massive area of improvement, but a couple, maybe one more, could be good. Tight end, solid spot as well. Left tackle, we have 370 overall left tackles. We could possibly trade that. We could possibly trade some of that shit. Left guard, definitely need a new left guard. Definitely need a new right guard and a right tackle. The defensive line is looking solid. Could use some outside linebackers, corners. So our main priority is going to be that offensive line and then the outside linebacker position. 82, 85. Mario Davis. We throw in sample in a fourth. Okay. What we will do is we'll sign Morris Claiborne as a free agent to fill out one of our 2 extra spots. And instead of trading for a right tackle, we will sign Parnell. And I think from now on what I'm going to do is limit it to 2. Okay, so I think this year 6. Do they have a right guard they can trade? Glasgow. Let's see how much I need to add to this. Straight up. Okay. If he doesn't want a 4th, then maybe we can try next year's 2nd and next year's 7th. Okay, improve their center. We got our offense to an 85 overall. 81 overall defense. We are now a 79 overall team. A recap, if the editing goes bad, just to let you know, of who we got. We got, bam, Brian Hoyer as a backup. I thought he was a better option than Driscoll, at least, just in case Hoyer, and just in case Dalton does get hurt. But I did want to stick with Dalton. At the running back room, I didn't really get anybody else. I might if an injury pops up, but right now didn't really have the cap room for anybody worth it. I didn't really want to take on a penalty, and I feel like those guys could fill in enough, hopefully. At wide receiver, we added Seth Roberts for that nice solid third option. I feel like having 70s, mid 70s for the third and fourth is not bad. Not bad. Tight end, same room that we had before, basically. Left tackle, we brought back Andrew Whitworth for probably his last hoorah. That's where most of our cap space went. It didn't really cost much to get him, so if you're doing a rebuild, Andrew Whitworth may be the way to go. And then we got a solid rookie in Jonah Williams to back him up. At left guard, again, another very cheap option. We have Marpet, took a lot of cap space as well, but if you look at his PB ratings, 88, 89, 83, 88, 90 for the run, I think that's ideal for this offensive line. And we got J.C. Treader. This was a relatively expensive trade, but then again, he has a very solid salary. His ratings are pretty damn efficient, really high 70s. His agility kind of sucks, but compared to Price, as you can see, his ratings are, especially his awareness rating, is a lot better. I think that should help. Price should fill in well if there's an injury. And then one of our cheapest additions, Graham Glasgow, I thought was a better option than John Miller, but I did keep Miller as a good solid backup. Plus that penalty, I did not want to take that on. His ratings aren't much better. In fact, some of his finesse is a lot worse. But the reason why I picked Glasgow over him is because of his run blocking. Then you have right tackle. We got Jeremy Parnell. We got him over Bobby Hart. 76 overall, a lot better. Left end, we still got the same peoples. Right end, still got the same peoples. Defensive tackle, we added Tyler Davison. I thought the depth was pretty solid. Geno Atkins, I don't think he's going to get hurt. I gambled on him not getting hurt. So we have 75, 72 to back him up. I'm thinking Tyler's going to get 2 sacks. Left outside linebacker, we picked up Terrell Suggs and moved Vigil to back him up, because Vigil's still pretty good rating. He's got good solid statistics all over. He's just missing a couple things. And then middle linebacker, we didn't really get anybody, but I didn't think we needed it. But at right outside linebacker, we got Demario Davis, which I thought was a clutch addition as well. Cornerback, we did pick up Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie on the very cheap, because I figured having 5 high 70 overall corners would very much improve not only our special teams but our defense as well, because if usually in Madden the 4th and 5th corner will also play special teams a lot, I thought that would really help. We got Bates, of course, at free safety still, and Sean Williams at strong safety still. Didn't trade any kickers or anything like that, but that's our roster. Big changes, 79 overall. I said at the beginning this was not a Super Bowl team. I still don't think it's a Super Bowl team, so what we're going to do is we're going to advance to the regular season. And honestly, I think this team is most likely probably a 10-6 team, maybe 9-7. But I think that's pretty good. I've improved this team. I like it. So I simmed through the preseason, and good thing I picked up a left tackle, because Jonah Williams is out with a torn rotator cuff for 26 weeks. And Geno Atkins is out for 3 weeks now. But I don't see the need to pick anybody up. But because we're still 81 overall, it's time to start the season. We shall advance to mid-season and hope to hell we stay healthy. Because we don't got any draft picks to trade no more. We'd have to pick up people in free agency. If anybody goes on IR, we have to go with the free agency. Returning from injury, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Ooh, Andrew Whitworth wants to talk about our bye week. I like to go with rest and relaxation for the bye week. Yeah, we need the injury rating and the morale. I feel like we're not doing good. We are 3-5. You know what? 3-5. Let's just sim to the playoffs. We ain't making it. We ain't making the playoffs. Let's just sim. Let's see how we manage to do. We went 6-10. Awful. Awful statistics. Let's check the individual player stats. I feel like we improved the team overall. And this was something just simulations. It happens. If I ran the same exact simulation another 9 times, probably half the time we'd make the playoffs. Like I said, there's just a lot of holes on this defense and this team. And honestly, Andy Dalton is probably not a high enough rated quarterback to rebuild around like this. So probably in another scenario, I would probably have to trade him and a couple draft picks for someone better. Because 80 overall quarterbacks, they don't tend to have success in simulations. But he threw for 3,900 yards, threw for 65%, 27-6 touchdowns, the interception, sacked 46 times. Rushing, Mixon had 992 yards, 8 touchdowns. Bernard had 386 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pretty solid. Anderson and Trayvon had some yards. Some yards, I should say. Okay, Seth Roberts. We're going to look at basically our acquisitions. Green and Boyd and Eifert combining for 20 touchdowns. Roberts, no touchdowns. Very disappointing. If he added like 4 touchdowns, that could have been a deciding factor in 4 different games, which would have brought us to 10-6. Like, just thinking about that. 36 catches for 386 yards. I can't blame him because that's overall that's a decent addition. We didn't really give up much for him. Blocking. We look at the major downs played. We have John Miller, the guy we didn't want to start. Wait a minute. John Miller is the bad one, right? Yeah, he's a 70 overall. What happened to our normal right guard? Oh, our normal right guard got hurt. You gotta be kidding me. Marpet gave up 3 sacks. Whitworth gave up 11. Bro. Anyway, what are we looking at? Preston Brown, Sean Williams, William Jackson. No, Demario Davis was our top contributor from our additions. 2.5 sacks, 5 TFLs, an interception, 2 deflections. Suggs, 3 sacks, 5 TFLs. So we've got a total of 10 TFLs and 5.5 sacks. 3 deflections for him. You got a TFL and interception as well, so that helps. It looks like we did suffer from injuries. Tyler Davidson, 2 sacks. I predicted that. That's should be worth some bonus points. As a backup D tackle, that's not bad. I think what really killed us here was injuries, which honestly, as much as that sucks, that's kind of understanding. We got Morris Claiborne, our free agent, who got 6 tackles. Wow. 6 tackles. Don't go crazy, man. Fuck. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. We failed. Again. Oh, we'll check the yearly rewards. See who won what. MVP. Ezekiel Elliott won MVP. Followed by Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, and Luck. But still, that's kind of cool. A running back won MVP. Which is nice. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Tom Brady. And I gotta remember what team we're on. We're on the Bengals. We had Andy Dalton 9th. Which is pretty solid. Pretty solid. Defensive Player of the Year. Bengals had Preston Brown 9th. Rookie of the Year. Bengals, nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, Bengals, nobody. Yay. Best quarterback, not even top 8. Not even top 7, I mean. Running back, 9th. We don't have anybody really high anywhere. This sucks, man. Like, our best rated person is in the best defensive lineman category, and that's only 7th. No, William Jackson's the 2nd best DB. Holy shit. We had the 3rd best kicker. Oh my god. Okay, Coach of the Year. Did we... Yeah, we didn't rank up there. That was a total failure, man. Our offense was middle of the pack, and our defense was absolutely terrible. Thoughts? I thought our defense would do better. We were an 83 overall. But, to be honest, if I had a look at the roster again, one thing that probably hurt us severely is the absolute lack of depth at safety. Our corners are still there. Absolute lack of depth at safety. Absolute lack of depth at linebacker positions. We did improve our starters tremendously. We did. That's what we accomplished. But there's just no depth on this Bengals team. So 6-10. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. 6-10. It's not good. But if we look at the positives here, we started 2-4. We lost by 30 points to the Seahawks, 17 points. But then if you look later on in the season, just 1 touchdown score, 6 points, 5 points, 4 points, 3 points. So we lost a lot of close games. We blew out the Steelers, we blew out the Raiders, we beat the Dolphins, which I'm not gonna act like that's an accomplishment. We swept the Steelers. You know what? I'm gonna call this a 50-50 win. It's like a half win because we swept the Steelers, an arch rival of the Bengals. Okay, you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.